Hello to everyone out there on YouTube. It's Makeda Valletta, also known as the Renaissance Amazon. And let me go live on IG as well. If you don't follow me on IG, you can find me at the_Renaissance_Amazon_81. That's my IG. Let me go live on IG. So if you don't follow, okay. Hello, everyone in Instagram world. So I'm on Instagram and I am on YouTube. I'm on YouTube at the Renaissance Amazon, in case you don't follow me on YouTube. So it's Makeda Valletta. Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well. Today, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind a lot, but I don't believe I've spoken about publicly. For those of you who follow my work, you know that I'm also known as the body scientist. I do a lot of studying with the body and optimal health, and I am also a sacred sexual educator. If you don't know what a sacred sexual educator is, please be sure to check out my video on that on my YouTube page, the Renaissance Amazon. But I've been involved in sexuality education since I was in high school. I've been involved in women's reproductive rights since I was in probably elementary. And a lot of you know that I do a lot of work around teaching women and men how to strengthen the muscles that support our sexual organs. I'm an advocate for healthy sexuality. And some people think I just work with women or I just care about women. I don't, even though I have a soft spot for women. I also care about men. You know, I have a twin brother. Some of you don't know that. So my other half is male. So I want to have a discussion today on genital mutilation. A lot of you know, and circumcision in particular. A lot of you know, if you follow my work, you know I constantly say that I was not raised religious. And religion dictates a lot of people's decisions on health in terms of what they eat and, you know, certain practices. And some of those practices don't make any sense scientifically or health-wise, you know. There's a lot of dogma in religion. A lot of people just follow religions blindly without questioning things. This is the reason why I always say religion is the root of all evil. Specifically, patriarchal religions, which are the main religions on the planet now, are patriarchal, which is Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. All cultures are matriarchal first, and I will do a video on that soon. I did a video on that years ago that got deleted on my last YouTube page. So I'm going to do another one soon. Maybe when I get to Colombia and I get some Colombian sun on me. So the thing is that so many men in America are circumcised. And I find it really disturbing that I see so many women make fun of an uncircumcised penis. Like, so many women are like, ew, that's disgusting. Like, so many women publicly shame circumcised penises. And I think that's horrible because to me, like, if people think it's wrong, if a man makes fun of a woman who has a really small clit, or she has a really big clit, or she has really big lips, and there's a lot of women that are getting surgery to, you know, because they're embarrassed that they have, you know, a puffy vagina, or that their lips or their vulva or whatever is big. And there's a lot of women that feel like, oh, I need to clip off my lips, I need to clip down my vagina and clip off the hood, clip off all this extra stuff. But really, all of that makes it more pleasurable, and we should be proud of what we have. You know, we should be loving our bodies. And I don't believe in God. I believe in the goddess, because God comes from goddess. Literally, look at the word goddess. God is a derivative of goddess. Male is a derivative of female. Male is a derivative of female. Man comes from woman. We all came out of the vagina of a woman. That's a fact. Okay, so we were all birthed by our mothers, you know. And so I believe that we were created by the goddess, not by God. But for those people who believe in God and the patriarchal religions, and you believe that God created us, and people recite their religious dogma statements like, you know, God doesn't make mistakes. So if you believe that God doesn't make mistakes, if you believe that, then why do people think that they're supposed to cut off the foreskin of a male penis? It's just like when I was a kid and people were getting their tonsils removed, and they would say, doctors would say, oh, people don't need it anymore. I'm like, what do you mean we don't need it anymore? If we didn't need it, why the fuck do we have it? You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to say God. I'm going to say nature. There's a reason why nature gave men foreskin. There's a reason why nature gave us tonsils. So obviously we need it. And nature is our mother. It's Mother Nature, right? Not Father Nature. The goddess created this shit. The goddess birthed this shit. The goddess birthed us all, okay? So I'm never going to say God created anything. And when people address me, a lot of people will write me and say, you know, they'll compliment my body and they say, oh, God knew what he was doing. He created me. Every time people say that, I say, nope, not God, the goddess. The goddess created this, mind, body, and soul. Okay, so going on. The foreskin does play a role. Now, the whole world doesn't circumcise itself. Most of the world doesn't, okay? It's very common in America to the point where it's like everybody's just grossed out. Oh, my God, he has foreskin. Oh, my God, oh, my God. But I personally, not only do I not mind it, I actually like it. And I rarely see men with it. But from my experience, because this is a hard thing to study, right? But from my experience, men who still have their foreskin are more sensitive. Now, this is a hard thing to study because men who were circumcised, they have nothing to compare it to. So men who are circumcised do feel sexual pleasure. They have orgasms. They think sex is great, but they can't compare it to having foreskin, right? And a man who has foreskin can't compare it to not having foreskin because he has it. So that's a hard comparison to make. But as a woman, in me dealing with men, I feel like when I have dealt with men who are uncircumcised, and it hasn't been many, I definitely feel like they are a lot more sensitive. You know, like they get stimulated a lot. They're a lot more sensitive. And being sensitive is what we want to be. As a woman, you want to be sensitive, and as a man, you want to be sensitive. And circumcision makes a man less sensitive. And jerking off too much makes a man less sensitive. So now you have a man who's circumcised and he jerks off a lot. That equates to really rough sex. Like the man needs to jerk off really hard. It's funny when I watch men jerk off because men seem like they're going to jerk their dick off sometimes. They're so rough. And if you're doing that all the time, it definitely desensitizes you. Then when you have sex, you need all that rough in order to come. You can't just come by, you know, being calm and pulsating and moving slowly. You need that roughness. Which is just one way to have an orgasm, but you should also be able to have an orgasm from slow, gentle. And that roughness can cause a lot of stress to a woman's vagina. So the role of foreskin is to protect the nerves. There's a lot of, let me look at my notes that I want to say. There's something called the ridged band, okay? And the ridged band is the wrinkly skin at the end of the foreskin, and it is banded with nerve endings, okay? It's banded with nerve endings that are stimulated during motion, during sexual intercourse, and during masturbation. So this band nerve ending around the foreskin, when it protracts, when the head of the penis starts to come out, which actually turns me on to see, it's kind of like with the clit. Like the clit could be hidden under a hood, but the more a woman is aroused and it swells, it starts to come out of the hood. Same thing with the penis head, right? And there's a ridge of nerve endings around it that men lose when they get circumcised, okay? The foreskin is about 20 square feet of skin tissue. It's about 240 feet of nerves, okay? 240 feet of nerves. And 20,000, okay? 20,000 specialized sexual nerve endings in the foreskin. So when a man loses his foreskin as a baby, he loses all of that. So there's a lot of sensory organs and sensory cells, specialized, 20,000 specialized sensory cells, 240 feet of nerves that a man loses when he's circumcised. So, and then what happens is around that area becomes hardened in a process called keratinization. It hardens to protect the nerve endings that are there, to protect the penis, because the foreskin is protective as well. So when that happens, it becomes more hard, which then can wreak havoc to a woman's vaginal mucosa. So a woman's vaginal walls or mucosa cells become irritated by a hardened penis head, from not having the foreskin. The foreskin actually glides in and out of itself during sex, so it helps to protect the vaginal mucosa, and it's very pleasurable for women. The foreskin also has a lubricating property. It helps to keep the head of the penis lubricated. So when you remove the foreskin, you are exposing the head of the penis to a lot of things You're desensitizing it. It causes issue to a woman's vaginal mucosa. And so all around it's an issue, right? But I feel like it is doing a great injustice to men. I think that clitoral circumcision is horrible. Like, I can't even stand hearing about that shit. It makes me cringe. There's so many nerve endings in the clit. The clit is a blessing, okay? I wouldn't want anybody to cut the hood off my clit, because when I think about that, I feel like my clit would be so overly sensitive because the hood is protective, but there's nerve endings under there. Now, somebody remove that, and now your clit is just out there for the world to be rubbed up against clothes and everything. It hardens to protect it. It's the same thing that happens to the head of the penis. I really am against circumcision. I think people should do more of their research. And it's crazy when I hear doctors discuss it, and they have all this, it decreases the chances of HIV, and penile cancer and UTIs. That's not true. That's not true. You just need to be clean. That's like saying you're gonna, shave your head so you don't get, some type of, you're gonna shave your head because hair holds dirt, and hair can be filthy. Yes, hair can be filthy if you don't wash it. So just wash your hair. You don't need to shave your hair off. You know what I'm saying? To me, circumcision, whether it be male or female, is to decrease the pleasure of that person, decrease the sexual pleasure, dumb down civilizations, The penis head, our mind and our genitals are connected. The penis head is also a head, just like the head on your right here. So you want to mess with a man's sensory organs. And it's divine because it's a sensory organ that goes inside of a vagina that then can feel, and the vaginal walls have so many different ridge muscles and moistness and stuff. And yes, an uncircumcised man can feel it, but a circumcised man can feel it even more. So I just encourage you all to actually do real research and not just listen to what the AMA, the American Medical Association, and the doctors are saying, but actually go do your research about the function of the foreskin, okay? And don't allow religion and customs and traditions, traditions which are patriarchal, which weren't always there. Don't allow that to guide your decisions and what you do with your children, okay? Because parents, you make decisions for your kids, but, when you grow up and realize you did something that was going to decrease their sensory or cause them issues, and parents can only do the best they can with what they know. But a lot of people are just going off religion and custom blindly. Okay, so for any men out there, and for the men who are uncircumcised, don't feel ashamed. For the women who make fun of uncircumcised men, stop that shit. I really don't like it. I really don't like it, because if men were sitting around making fun of girls with little nipples, girls with big nipples, girls with floppy breasts, girls with little breasts, girls with big vaginas, girls with small ones, girls with big, women would be pissed about that shit. Women would be pissed about that shit, and it's equally wrong to do it to men, especially when that is their natural state. How can circumcision be ugly? Why is it ugly to you? Why do women think it's gross and disgusting? And the things that I've seen women say that makes my skin crawl. Because if the tables were turned, and a lot of women can do that, but when the tables are turned and men start doing that to us, women are the first to start crying and complaining about this shit. But then women act like men don't have feelings. Don't do it. And an uncircumcised penis is a natural penis, how it was born. Something is wrong with you if you are disgusted by what's natural. Okay, and to want to subject young boys to that kind of pain and trauma, some shit that makes absolutely no fucking sense. Think about that for a second. Circumcising a boy to prevent him from getting penile cancer is like cutting off your breast so you don't get breast cancer. And once you cut out, cut out your lungs so you don't get lung cancer, and take out your heart, even though you can't live without your heart. Take out your heart so you don't get heart disease. Does that make any fucking sense? No, just take care of yourself. The goddess, Mother Nature, gave men foreskin for a reason. Do your research, okay? All right, people. If you learned something from this video, please share it. Sharing is caring. Have a good day. Bye.